Canadian astronaut Chris Hadfield returns from duty aboard the International Space Station later this month. Today, he beamed into Ottawa to help another Canadian space icon settle into its new home. The Canadarm now rests at a museum. But at its unveiling, there was another Canadian space hero who wasn't invited. Our Laurie Graham has more on this story for us from Ottawa. Laurie.
Peter, no one likes to be excluded or left out, but it seems Marc Garneau, Canada's first astronaut, was last on the minds of many. It doesn't look like much on Earth, but in outer space, the Canadarm was a workhorse. It moved cargo, plucked satellites from orbit, and today, in a formal event, it was unveiled as a permanent exhibit in Canada's Aviation and Space Museum.
Thousands of Canadians will soon walk through these doors and have the opportunity to learn and appreciate one of Canada's greatest achievements in the space industry.
But one person who was not invited to walk through the museum doors today, Canada's first astronaut, Marc Garneau.
I wasn't looking for a role, I just wanted to be there in the audience.
Garneau had 3 successful flights on the space shuttle. On 2 of them, he actually used the Canadarm. But he says because he is now a Liberal MP, the Conservatives snubbed him.
I think that it's an indication of how partisan this government is.
Hello. From the International Space Station.
Even Chris Hadfield played a role from space. But here on Earth?
It's a different climate with this government. That's the way they operate. I think it's disgusting.
When James Moore tried to highlight the Canadarm exhibit in question period.
And logging a total of 944 workdays in space, the Canadarm has...
Order.
He was heckled by the Liberals.
The Honourable Minister of Canadian Heritage has the floor.
They can obsess about their caucus mates, we'll obsess about Canadian history.
And yeah, I am insulted. I'm not surprised. Thank you very much.
And it seems the Conservatives' version of history doesn't include Marc Garneau. The Conservatives say it was Canada's space agency that made up the guest list. The space agency says it was the museum. I called the museum twice, Peter, but no one called back.
Laurie Graham in Ottawa tonight. Thanks, Laurie.